Congress and the laws that get passed, they should really create a level playing field and say, this is allowed, this is not allowed. Now, all American companies, go compete, try to build the best products and services. That's great. What's not great is if the banks can put their thumb on the scale to try to kill some of their competition, and they only pay about, 14 basis points on the average savings account. Consumers should be able to earn 3.8% on their stablecoin rewards. And so we're going to keep fighting for our customers' rights and the 52 million Americans who use crypto every day. Yeah, well, banks don't have a monopoly on lending money. Actually, crypto is doing quite well in this area as well. And crypto is a technology to update all parts of the financial system, whether it's lending, capital formation, et cetera. So I think banks do play an important role in the economy and making these loans. Crypto should be allowed to do similar types of activity. We're not engaged in fractional reserve lending. That's an important point, by the way, because the bank license, what that really allows you to do is fractional reserve. The banks don't have all of your money there. That's why there's so much oversight, and you can have these runs on the bank. Stablecoins have 100% reserve, right? And they're all the assets now post-Genius are held in this short-term U.S. Treasuries. So in my view, it's actually a safer place to store your money, and crypto companies should be allowed to compete and offer loans just like that.
It's our view that Ethereum, which is a smart contract platform, is the future of finance, where digitalization of not only dollars, but stocks and equities is going to take place. And over time, that really blurs what is a service versus what's digital money. And that's where a collaboration and investment into Beast Industries makes sense. Beast Industries, according to Jeff Hausenbold, is planning to create a future platform of services, which includes digital items and even financial services. And that's really where a collaboration between Beast Industries and Bitmine will make sense.
These boxes are full of unwanted retail goods. This Happy Returns hub says it does about 40% of the year's volume of processing returns during this month and last. Around 9%, or $75 billion worth of return goods, are fraudulent. And Happy Returns is using AI to try to detect more instances in order to save retailers from paying out the cost of fraudulent returns, but also honest shoppers from absorbing fraud costs in the form of higher prices. Now, 25 employees and about 10 times as many robots process, aggregate, and then ship millions of returned items every month, but only after inspecting and scoring each for possible fraud, using both humans and AI.
Your view about the importance of the independence of the Federal Reserve Board.
Yeah, people, too much ink gets spilled on certain things. Everyone I know, including the President of the United States, says we need an independent Fed board. Most people I know, including the President of the United States, speak up about their opinion, which they're free to do. Some say it more aggressively than others. That's their right. The question is only about when certain things take place, and think of lawsuits and stuff like that, does it chip away at that independence? There's some spectrum. So you can say a little bit, you can say a lot, but you don't want to chip away too much, because if you chip away too much, in my view, this is my opinion, it will drive rates higher, not lower.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And you know I come back with that video just to make you think. And make sure you join the Patrons. If you're not a part of the Patrons, make sure you're hitting the Cash App. Also, go like and follow the TikTok. More videos to come. And we have Brian Armstrong saying he wants crypto on a level playing field with the rest of the banks. And we know Brian Armstrong is definitely playing the Hegelian dialectic, because we know Goldman Sachs has his hands all over Coinbase. And consumers should be able to earn interest. And we know for a fact universal basic income is coming, and the government is not going to be paying you interest on free money. But it's going to be plenty of ways for you to stake and earn yield on your own. And then he talks about fractional reserve lending, 100% reserves for stable coins. But remember, guys, it's digital money. It's not real. It's on blockchain. Really, nothing is moving once they turn this fiat to digital. It's sitting on blockchain. Your life is going to be a real-life video game. And then we have Bitmine and Mr. Beast.
coming into partnership. They're going to be making digital items, like I told you guys, NFTs, these digital items, all this stuff is going to be coming back for the metaverse. And also, he's going to be doing financial services, and we know that's going to be tokenization, paying with stable coins and crypto. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And we have AI detecting fraud from returning items. And you see all those robots in the back and a few people. And eventually those few people won't even exist because they'll be replaced by humanoid robots. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And we have Jamie Dimon from JP Morgan talks about the Fed independence. And all the banks are going to talk about the Fed independence. We know Trump is ran by the banks. And we know the banks are the biggest what? I'll let you finish that. And never forget, every drums are beaten is caused by the Fed. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. If you have the NWO book, you understand. And then we have the emerging markets. The stocks and ETFs just keep moving up, making new highs. And you know, the crypto teacher tells you all the time that the emerging markets are going to rise. Hopefully you're listening. And I'm going to be putting that in the Patreon video for the stock premium members. In the Patreon, we'll be going over the emerging markets. But I do have old videos on the old stock channel if you want to review. And King will be coming back, but it's going to be more of a gaming, something for kids, millennials, and Generation Z. He's going to be bringing you videos very soon. And then we have BlackRock, 14 trillion in assets. Yes, you heard that correct. Yes, it's unbelievable. But of course, the sheep are asleep. And never forget, they started in the 80s, and you're talking about 14 trillion. And how did they do it? That's right, Aladdin, and it's undefeated. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And we have America and Taiwan do a $250 billion trade deal. And we know once those drums get to beating, China is going into Taiwan, and it won't be a deal. But remember, this is a plan. It moves in phases. And we already know the plan. Hopefully, you're getting in front of it. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And we have CNBC speaking about the Japanese yen. And we know for a fact no one talks about the Japanese yen. And they're not going to give you the whole truth. But we know Japan is about to be on that move and sort of rumble through this economy. And that's the reason why the Fed stepped in with that $40 billion purchase, because we know how much debt Japan owns of ours. And eventually they're going to have to sell. And we know billions are going to be coming in to these Japanese bonds. Don't forget Warren Buffett's Berkshire is already in those bonds. And then we have technology is going to be taking over war. And of course, if technology takes over war, your reality is about to change because you're not going to know what's real and what's not real. And we know every time the drums were beating, they were always planned out in order to move in another industrial revolution. And now that all this technology is ready, they're going to have the drums beat chaos all across the globe in order to distract the sheep. So therefore, the NWO can build. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Because he knows, when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
In fact, one emerging market ETF just hitting an all-time high, and that's going back more than 20 years. Now, this one ETF getting a big pop from the pop in Taiwan semiconductor. But let's be clear, it is not just one market or stock powering these returns. It is truly global. Taiwan, South Korea, Indonesia, and others, all at or near record highs. The question, though, is where to now? Joining us now, Pramod Dewan. He leads the emerging markets portfolio management at PIMCO and joins us now. Pramod, we talked about at the very top of the show with a different guest, Osung Kwan. He thinks the U.S. dollar, the debasement in the U.S. dollar, currency moves have a lot to do with this. What say you?
Yeah, we think we're early innings, Brian, in this emerging markets rally. This is not the EM rally of the early 2000s when you had a commodity super cycle and China came into the WTO. We really think this is a very durable rally built on solid fundamentals. Firstly, the ratings are improving for emerging market credits. Last year was the highest year ever. When you look at the ratio of upgrades to downgrades in emerging markets, it's the highest year on record. So EMs are being rated higher. The ratings agencies are saying that the underlying credit strength of these economies are doing better. That's thanks in part to really orthodox monetary and fiscal frameworks. Indeed, at a time when the same can't be said for the developed markets, which are going the other way in terms of their monetary and fiscal framework. So the fundamentals look very solid.
Yeah.
This is an under-owned asset class, Brian. I mean, we've spoken about this for many years. People have shied away from EM. They've favored U.S. assets. U.S. assets comprised 65 to 70% of global portfolio allocations. EM is a fraction of that. And really, there's a lot of room within that sort of dollar debasement story for EM to catch up.
Yeah.
And then the final kicker, Brian, just on valuations. In a world where credit is rich, where equities are at an all-time high in the U.S., where rates are range-bound, emerging market offers investors value, whether it's bonds, real yields offering 8 to 9% across Brazil and Colombia, whether it's equities that trade at a 40% discount to U.S. equities. You mentioned Korea and Taiwan here. We see a world of opportunities and values across emerging markets.
$14 trillion. It's fair to say that BlackRock's always been the 800-pound gorilla in the asset management industry, but at this space, you got to think, is it the 8,000-pound gorilla? Because $14 trillion is a big number, and they saw some pretty good inflows last year, almost $700 billion through the course of 2025, almost half of that, about $342 billion in the fourth quarter alone.
A new trade agreement with Taiwan. They're calling the deal historic. Here's what you, the CNBC audience, cares about. Taiwan Semiconductor and other technology companies based in Taiwan will make new direct investments of at least $250 billion. As part of the deal, Taiwan will provide credit guarantees of at least $250 billion as well. The United States, along with Taiwan combined, will establish world-class industrial parks in the U.S. They will strengthen us, the U.S., as the global center for next-generation technologies around semiconductors and AI.
5 charts, different timeframes of the Japanese yen. The first is a 5-year chart, and that standoff has been resolved up, which is weakness. Next one is a 30-year chart. And again, this is just now starting to move above former highs from a long time ago. Let's keep going, pulling it back even further. And here, this is going back some 50, 60 years. It has all the elements of an important bottom, or again, further weakness implied. It has been much weaker in the past. Next iteration, just another way to draw the lines. And final iteration, same thing yet again. To my eye, going up, which is weakening.
Technologies that are coming into the defense space, as we've seen in Ukraine with the conflict there. There's electronic warfare that's at play with drone technology, denying access to the airwaves. This makes it difficult to control the drones, to do things like targeting. And artificial intelligence is playing a big role in this, taking that leverage that you get from software to do more efficient mission planning, targeting, command and control. This is kind of the name of the game for the coming decades, I think.
You're going to have tremendous workforce availability. We're also going to have robots helping us. We're going to have a lot of robots helping us because we need it. And because we're going to town, we're building a lot between the AI and the auto plants. So we're going to need robots. We're going to have robots, but that's going to help us.
Robots hold steady hands in the operating room. And drones are redefining the future of war. Innovations of first-generation humanoids, factory automation, and autonomous vehicles have surged from private sector investment. Every one of these advancements is powered by AI. The robots are here. Our future is no longer science fiction.
maybe crypto is actually built for the machines and we didn't even know it. And AI can easily handle private keys and easily understands transaction hashes and like how all this stuff works. It is money that is built for computers, even before the computers to intelligently handle it were built. So I find that interesting. And, perhaps those of us who were involved in crypto pre-AI, we're kind of just like getting the ground ready for the AI systems to have a fully developed financial system handed to them, for better or worse.
This could be perhaps the greatest revolution in financial technology since the birth of the internet itself. Many Americans are unaware that behind the scenes, the technical backbone of the financial system is decades out of date, many, many years out of date. You know that. Paul and others are straightening it out, but payments and money transfers are costly and take days or even weeks to clear. Under this bill, the entire ancient system will be eligible for a 21st century upgrade using the state-of-the-art crypto technology.
And as President Trump has directed, we are going to keep the U.S. the dominant reserve currency in the world, and we will use stable coins to do that.
I think stable coins could reinforce dollar supremacy, because with stable coins could end up being one of the largest buyers of U.S. treasuries or T-bills. Mm-hmm. So all of a sudden, if you are using a stable coin in Nigeria that's backed by the U.S. dollar, you don't actually have to have dollars. It's on your phone. You can transact.
We are going big on digital assets. So Trump administration has made digital assets a priority. I've seen estimates that just over the short term, stable coins could create $2 trillion of demand for U.S. treasuries and treasury bills. To put that in context, the number is probably about $300 billion right now.
We will take a close look at regulatory impediments to blockchain, stable coins, and new payment systems.
The Department of Commerce is going to start issuing its statistics on the blockchain, because you are the crypto president, and we are going to put out GDP on the blockchain so people can use the blockchain for data distribution, and then we're going to make that available to the entire government so all of you can do it. We're just ironing out all the details so we can do it.
Together, these world-leading technology giants are announcing the formation of Stargate. So put that name down in your books, because I think you can reduce the cost of virtually all goods and services. It'll make the United States a manufacturing superpower and the world capital of artificial intelligence and crypto. But with today's announcement, we take a major step to bring healthcare into the digital age. Instead of filling out the same tedious paperwork at every medical appointment, patients will simply be able to grant their doctors access to their records at the push of a button. Just a button and you're all set, and all the information the doctor needs will be immediately transmitted.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go, but clearly we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong,
it could be a tool to enslave humanity, and if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
If we could tokenize all our ETFs, all $5.3 trillion of our ETFs, and provide that in a digital wallet, you could seamlessly, without fees, going from a digital currency or a stable coin or whatever that may be in your digital wallet and buy bond or stocks. And I believe that is going to be the future.
I believe we're going to be in the cutting edge of tokenizing bonds and stocks.
It's coming.
And we have the technology now. The fact that we are now moving forward in tokenization, every bond and stock, is crazy. Yeah. We should be moving towards that frontier. Obviously, there's winners and losers and all that, but we need to be prepared for the tokenization. And it would democratize more finance if we tokenized bonds and stocks.
Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get on stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.